Hello, everybody. Laura Sanko here for Quick Hits, presented to you by Jose Cuervo Tequila, and I am backstage at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, getting ready for UFC 272. And man, has this already been a wild, wild fight week. Of course, main event, Jorge Masvidal taking on Colby Covington. No belt on the line, but we still have 5 rounds of action. No belt, as I said, but a lot of pride. And I think this makes for some very interesting betting conversations. So, of course, we had to bring along the expert of all experts, Gianni the Greek Corrales. Gianni, thank you so much for joining us, as always.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, and it really doesn't get any bigger than this as far as being a non-title fight, main event, bad blood, so much narrative around the fight that it does make the betting perspective that much more interesting because you can't quantify motivation, momentum. Those type of things are very difficult to price, and you're seeing a lot of two-way action late, where early it seemed to all be on Colby Covington, but we're starting to see some dog money, which isn't surprising, come in on the Masvidal side.
Yeah, and I think it's fascinating, right? I mean, we know a lot about their styles. We've seen them fight many times. Of course, Colby Covington, the relentless wrestling and the relentless striking. I mean, really, I think his biggest weapon is his pace. And then Jorge Masvidal is so incredibly experienced, explosive, capable of insane knockouts, but also extremely calculated, and I would say an underrated grappling game. But to me, the fact that they've not just trained together a little bit. I mean, we talked about that with the Cyril Gane, Francis Ngannou fight. Like, they had trained together, so they had some familiarity. This takes familiarity to an entirely new level. How does that affect the way that people are betting this fight?
I think they're trying to put a lot into it, meaning trying to gauge from their history how they're going to get an advantage. And honestly, I think that's the wrong way to approach it. I always say, like, those type of factors are very difficult to quantify. Again, not to sound like a broken record, but they're great for discussion. They're great for sports talk radio. But as far as finding value at the betting window, it's not going to help you unless you were there and you know with certainty one dominated the other, one little brothered the other. If you don't have that type of intel, then again, we're all just guessing, coupled with it's been a while since that happened. And, you know, there's that randomness of them meeting Saturday night tonight, which again, they know each other, but these are different times. Real quickly, for myself, I'll keep it simple. This is the kind of card where I like all dogs, and I'm either gonna get crushed or I'm going to have a great night. And it's one of those nights where if you aren't comfortable throwing away a lot of tickets, you're probably not going to be comfortable betting underdogs. You're going to have to look for favorites. I'm okay with throwing away tickets if I know long-term I'm going to be profitable. So I'm on a lot of dogs today, and that's one of them where, again, not a big bet, but as far as the main event goes, I think there's only one way you could bet it, and that's either sprinkle that money line dog or leave it alone, because there's nothing that warrants Covington being this big of a favorite of minus 320 against Masvidal. Absolutely not. They were both priced the same against Usman not long ago. We have that history. Regardless what happened, how it turned out, we have 2 fights, each guy meeting Usman, and the prices, they were very similar. This one's not so much. I think the value's on the dog.
Listen, for what it's worth, and I mean, people can take my advice with a grain of salt for sure. That's why we have you on the show, and this is not my betting segment, but I completely agree with you. I think that there is definitely value on Jorge Masvidal tonight. I think you heard Kamaru Usman say it earlier this week. Kamaru even was surprised by the grappling capability of Jorge Masvidal when they fought. If you couple that on top of the fact that when they fought Jorge, the first time, it was on 6 days' notice in Abu Dhabi, a terrible weight cut. So the fact that you look at that first round, how Jorge was able to defend some takedowns, but more importantly, how he was able to get up to his feet, I do think that this is a much closer fight than these odds indicate. So I completely agree with you there, Gianni. Let's talk about the co-main event for just a second. Of course, RDA, a legend. And then we have Renato Moicano raising his hand, stepping up last minute. This could be, I'm sure, a tricky one to look at there.
Yeah, the uncertainty with Moicano is what throws a wrench in it for me, meaning that quick turnaround coupled with 2 flights of 14 plus hours. You don't have a huge sample size of fighters doing that to see how do they respond. So that's why I'm seeing the line come back towards the RDA side. Early, as soon as that line opened, the money came in right away on Moicano. So sharps like the dog. But since then, we're starting to see RDA money. I passed because it's just so hard for me to fade RDA with all that experience and the resume against a short notice fighter. It's in a huge step up for Moicano.
Completely agree. All right, let's talk. Let's get to the fun ones for the night. What's a high risk, high reward bet you've got for us?
Oh, like I said, I'm dog hunting real quickly. So we're going to go Marina Morales at plus 155 against Agarpova. Bottom line is this. There's bad blood there, but we have a history of both closing a plus 140 dog against Matzo. The difference is Agapova did it more recently. That's what we remember last, where Morose has been out for a while. She's the value side, plus 155. You couple that with Alex Oliveira. How's he a 3-1 underdog, plus 260 against Holland? Coming off injury, dropping down the welterweight for the first time, and Oliveira may not be profitable as a favorite, but I like him in a dog. 2-3 over his last 5. 4-6 over his last 10, 11-9 over his last 20. Those are all profitable if you're getting plus money. You just don't want to back them in the favorites role. So let's go Morose, Oliveira. You tie those two together, you get 8-1 on your money. And again, you got to pray a little bit for luck. But at 8-1, why not?
I love a good parlay. I like it. You're feeling a little snappy tonight. This is good stuff. How about for the a little bit more risk averse? Let's go with your best bet of the night. Where can we put our money safely?
My interpretation of best bet differs from most bettors. For me, it's the difference between the bookmaker's implied win probability and my own. And where I see the biggest mismatch between mine and the bookmakers is Jacoby and Olashechik. And I know you're thinking I'm going to be on the Jacoby side. No, not so fast. There's recency bias there. I get it. He's won 5 straight and 1 draw over his last 6. But dig a little deeper in the betting line. He was heavy chalk against all those fighters, against coin flip opponents in line fights that were around that plus one, minus 150 to plus 150 range. He's 0-2. This is a coin flip fight, regardless what that betting line shows. They're going to stand. They're going to trade. And I think Olashechik, the southpaw 7 years younger, is live at plus 170, plus 155, excuse me. I think that's a great value bet, a best bet. And that's the first one of the night. So you got all night to chase or to try to double.
Or doing just exactly.
Yeah, so, I'm getting it out of the way nice and early.
I appreciate how you always stick to numbers because I have a tendency to want to follow my heart. That is not a way to stay in business. So thank you for keeping us, tied to the statistics. Yes, grounded to the statistics, which is where we need to remain. Regardless, this is going to be a fantastic card. That main event is going to be absolutely fire. Thank you so much for taking some time to look at these fights with us, Gianni. We always appreciate it. Guys, keep it locked in right here. Actually, let's head up and take a look at the brand new ESPN desk, if you can.
Que no respondo. Soy una bomba de tiempo. Guarda tu distancia que estoy por estallar. Me dijeron bien soy predador. Que te pones con el mejor.
Although Masvidal and Covington trained apart, they remained side by side atop the sport.
It's a personal fight that needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, it will be because George Masvidal talked and ran away and hid in the corner like a little bitch.
That fight will take place when I say so.
And as fate would have it, the road back to title contention now goes through one another.
Ya llegó el mandamás, se puso grueso. Te prometo que aquí nadie sale ileso.
This fight has been made. Finally, we get Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. It's a non-title main event, something we don't see very often.
March 5th, UFC 272 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It is about damn time. Sign me up. Let's go.
These are
two really good, really elite fighters at their primes fighting.
I signed up to be number one, and that's it. I'm number one, man. Come prove it.
And you're never gonna find a fight where two guys know each other better or hate each other more or think they're gonna smoke the other guy as easily as these guys do. So they've got a tough fight ahead of them.
The Ben Askren fight was very merciful compared to what I'm gonna do to Kobe.
No matter how much the UFC pays him, when he wakes up in a hospital bed,
no one will stop me from getting my hand raised.
All that money won't be worth it.
Come see me, bitch.
The universe is gonna correct that mistake via me.
Oh my God! I'm a real fighter.
He's leaving that octagon in a body bag.
What I'm gonna do to Kobe's gonna be uncalled for, and I can put my life on that, man.
I can't wait. I can't wait. March 5th. Let's go.
Dan Lambert, he decided to kick us both out. I was like, okay, all right, you turn your back on me? Okay, don't expect me to come back. No, I'm gonna go my own way. I'm making my own team. I'm gonna create my own destiny. I don't need you, I don't need this gym. I came here and made every fighter better in that gym. That gym didn't do nothing for me.
Covington would join forces with another South Florida staple mere miles away. And the head coaches at MMA Masters saw Covington's exodus from ATT coming when they first noticed the budding rivalry between Covington and Masvidal.
Listen, man, I don't think that relationship is gonna last for too long, because as soon as Kobe start like shine, I don't think Masvidal's gonna handle that, and that's what happened. Yeah. It's part of the business, right? It's just one place for one champion. So eventually, you're gonna be finding guys that you know. We try to avoid that as much as we can. And we are coaches that like to make our fighters get better every day.
The best grappling coach, judo player in the entire planet.
So for sure, every time Colby Covington step in the cage, you're gonna see a better version of him.
You want to turn back on me?
Still have love for Dan Lambert, but we're in a collision course now.
You shouldn't have backstabbed me.
Nice.
When I destroy all his fighters, I don't think he's gonna like me anymore.
Very nice.
What King of Miami? Jorge Masvidal, the walking dead man.
Good job.
His ass was crying, needing a place to stay. I said, you come stay on my couch, give me like $300 a month. Guess how many months this guy paid? Never paid a month. But what I didn't know then is that he is the true definition of a wolf in sheep's clothing. He'll tell one group of people that he's a believer in God, and he'll tell the next immediate people, are you crazy? I've been atheist my whole life.
In the night of beauty and lies.
People like this rat that I have a problem with that'll try to sell a pay-per-view by talking about his teammates.
Joanna, Dustin, George, they know deep down inside what happened when we trained for the last 10 years. And let me just tell you, it was like fighting an amateur against a professional.
This a whole nation.
Brazil, you're a dog. All you filthy animals suck.
It's a real piece of that he is, you know? So I'm just excited, man, that in this sport, the truth comes out. They lock the cage, it's just me and you, man, and it's go time. And we're gonna go till somebody can't go no more.
George always liked to act like he was my big brother when he was never my big brother. I've always been George's daddy.
Let's go, work.
You know, I'm gonna take all the lessons that I learned from training with George all those years.
Well, 5 seconds faster.
And I'm gonna make him pay.
Time.
I hate the guy, he hates me, and that's being nice about it.
A lot of fighters owe money to trainers, coaches, people that help them get to that moment. That to me, you're a cockroach, and Kobe fits in that same cowardness.
He knows what's coming now. He knows what's in front of him. And when those cage doors lock,
And I'm gonna be the nail to this coffin.
There's nothing left.
I just can't wait.
At UFC 272 in Las Vegas, friends turn foes.
All the way to the top, brother. We're going to the top.
Will turn words into action. As Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington go toe-to-toe for the entire world to witness.
Look at the speed.
He's lighting him up now.
Done a lot of damage to guys. There's nobody I want to do more damage on.
Masvidal's got real power.
And he knows that I know his breaking points.
This is the type of pace Covington wants to set. This has got to be brutal facing a guy like this.
He's a coward, he's a piece of he's a dirtbag.
Covington!
I'm not looking to go out there and finish him quick. I'm gonna make him squeal, I'm gonna make him suffer, and I'm gonna make him quit.
March 5th, you're dead.
This fight has everything. There's so much on the line.
UFC 272, my hand is raised, and Kobe's in a stretcher, getting transported to the nearest hospital.
I had to show him that there's consequences sometimes.
I'm good.
All right, here we go in 3, 2.
Hey everybody, Laura Sanko here for Quick Hits presented to you by Jose Cuervo Tequila. And you guessed it, I am backstage at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas getting ready for UFC 272. But I'm not backstage right now, I am upstairs and I am at the gorgeous brand new ESPN desk, and it is absolutely beautiful. They just unveiled this yesterday. It's got this beautiful icon in the middle, looks just like the brand new belts. And man, I gotta say, I'm a little jealous of this set, if I'm being honest. Tonight, Anthony Smith, Chael Sonnen, John Anik, and Megan O'Leary, I believe at some point will be up here talking about these fantastic fights. And on top of this is so cool, by the way, the octagon side. I mean, whoever designed this set was really thinking. It's absolutely beautiful. On top of that, though, they have, I gotta say, the best view in the entire house. I'm going to squeeze out here as gracefully as I can. I want to give an award to my cameraman, Rob, right now. He's amazing. So this is the view that they get to enjoy. We are at the top of the T-Mobile Arena, where tonight, you see them right there, Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal will be going down. And listen, there's no title on the line, but there's something more important than the title. It is pride. The animosity between these two fighters is unlike anything we have ever seen in the history of the UFC. We've had major rivalries before. DC John Jones, you name them, but nothing like Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. Former friends turned foes, not just friends, not just training partners, best friends. I cannot wait to see how this main event goes down. A fantastic co-main event as well between RDA and Renato Moicano stepping up at the last minute notice. This is going to be a fantastic card, top to bottom. Check it out on ESPN Plus. Do not miss it, and absolutely don't miss more quick hits coming your way right here, presented by Jose Cuervo Tequila.
2, 3, ATT!
I get to train with the best guys in the world at American Top Team. Jorge Masvidal, my best friend. I train with him a lot.
What's up, Playboy?